I'm a 20F, my mom is 48F, a little background into our relationship. My mom and dad live far apart because of jobs in different cities. I'm her firstborn, a year just after her marriage. In the first year, my granny used to take care of me. When I turned 2, a nanny was hired who pretty much did everything for me as mom was in job. Mom was very strict and punished me harshly, like throwing me against the wall, not giving me dinner, or keeping me outside the house after dark, whenever I didn't listen to her. Fast forward to when I turned 5 years old. My mom sent me to live with the father along with my nanny. I got admission in a KV. My father is a bit emotionally distant person, but he cares for me nevertheless, I know that. So back to my mom. After this till I was 18, I only saw her on holidays, for 1 or 2 weeks. When I turned 18, COVID happened and everything went online, so I went back to my mom's house as I had completed my schooling, and college was online. This is when my nightmare began. I have a sister who has Down syndrome, a disability that retards both mental and physical growth. My mom has always considered her a burden, and she is way too concerned about what others will think if they knew about my sister. Who will marry me if they come to know about my sister? Mom makes me take care of my sister, now that I'm here. Taking care is fine, but she makes me do all the parenting, waking her up, helping her brush, bathe, shit, feed, and sleep. Sister is mentally a 5-year-old, so I have to bear through her tantrums too, which are horrible. I'm currently preparing for UPSC. My mom doesn't cooperate at all. Her friends come over and talk loudly. She is always fighting with people in the dining room. She says if we struggle we study better. She has recently joined some music classes and practices her harmonium, which disturbs me. Whenever I try to ask her to help in the chores, or help with my sis, she starts calling me selfish, as I'm only thinking about my studies and not about her. She doesn't take care of her health and gets ill frequently. Then behaves like a baby, refusing to take medicines and all. I'm made to do all her share of chores. That's fine with me. But when I'm sick, she doesn't even bats an eye, just taunts me that I did this to get sick and I'm still made to do all the work. She pretends to be a very good person in front of others. She donates all my clothes and stationaries to my maternal cousin. I'm in favor of helping people. But now I don't have even 2 pair of pants to wear at home. Yesterday, I had to see my pant so that I can wear it till I can save money for a new one. I save money from the allowance my father gives. She takes money from that also without asking me. Once I confronted her, she said that it's her house I'm living in so it's justified. If you have read till now, thank you for your patience. I'm a new user of Reddit and using this platform to seek help as I have no one to go to and I want to improve my relationship with her. Survive in that hellhole with her. Please suggest something. P.S. I'm calling her toxic, cause she talks shit about everyone and states how she is superior to them. She hates my father, says he is of lower caste or something, and the reason my sister, My daughter is 23 and she requested dinner with us because she had something important to tell us, being my wife and I. She introduced us and came out. My wife was emotional, gave her a big hug, and told her how proud she was. I, on the other hand, did not react to her coming out. I honestly don't care about that part. I was honest, her partner was cool, and she was very interesting. My wife told me I was rude for ignoring our daughter's announcement. I told my wife that I did not care who she was attracted to, all I cared about was if she was happy. I tried to explain I did not care about that stuff, people like who they like, I don't need labels for that. Love is love. She said my view is slightly homophobic because it shows I am not acknowledging a different view. I do not see it that way. Am I the asshole? Should I apologize to my daughter and her partner? Edit. For added context, I did not treat her situation as any different from her brother's. I took the time to get to know the person they were with. My wife feels I should have treated it differently because they are different situations. Ignoring that fact does not help. Update. Thanks for the input, everyone is right. I should have just asked my daughter. I will see if she is free tomorrow for some coffee and have a chat with her. I am sure my wife's words just got to me, but only one way to find out, right? Thanks again. Update. Since it always bothered me when people would ghost on threads without giving updates. Did not have much time with my daughter. She had a prior engagement, but we had some coffee. We spoke about the evening, as I suspected she did not have an issue with it, and she also felt it was self-explanatory when she introduced her girlfriend. She corrected me since I said partner, they view each other as girlfriend and girlfriend. The coming out was more so her girlfriend's idea, and my daughter said she was going to reach out because while she had no issues with my reactions, her girlfriend thought it was weird how I kind of brushed off the response and treated this situation as if they were a straight couple. My daughter did try to explain that is just the person I am. Explained how she preferred my non-reaction verse, making it a big deal. She told the story of how she came to me first when she had her first period because she knew my wife would make a huge fuss over simple biology. I told her I made an AITA post and we laughed over some of the comments. We are going to arrange another date, and this time we will have a more special event for the sake of her girlfriend. Since she did feel slightly offended by being treated as if they were a straight couple. My daughter had no issues overall, but I will correct course. She was slightly disappointed I did not make a dad joke about her coming out. I did express that my love for her would never change, and I told her I hoped she did not wait so long because she thought I would think differently. She just told me I never told you because it was not important to her. She knew I would not care either way. I doubt I will add more updates after this. I might check in every so often. I do appreciate all the varied viewpoints, and please understand it was not my intention to marginalize the hardships LGBTQA+ face in this world. I know it may be a selfish and self-centered view, but I simply treat others how I wish and want to be treated. I do hope everyone has a wonderful week.
It has been almost 3 years since my sister's marriage. It was an arranged marriage, where both the families had met and the knot was tied. In the beginning, things seemed fine, but slowly some arguments started between my sister and my brother-in-law. It would be about finances. Sometimes my brother-in-law demanded at least half a share in the expenses, right from the house rent to everything under the sun. My parents also tried to settle the arguments from time to time. But then things went to the extent that he pushed my sister and slapped her one day. Later, when my parents talked to him about this, he told them that he was angry and would not repeat this in the future. I was very skeptical about it then and really wanted my sister to consider filing a divorce or a complaint at the least. But she decided to give their marriage a chance. Despite this, arguments continued. Sometimes my brother-in-law would just leave home 2 a.m. at night, leaving my sister all alone after arguments. Then she got pregnant with a baby, but there wasn't much cooperation from the groom's side of the family. When my nephew was born, no one from his side of the family even bothered to check on her. And his aunt is the absolute worst. She is always telling him what to do and what not to, and he too follows what she commands. It is almost as if she is his mother, and she is some 5 to 6 years elder to him. She asks him for expensive gifts and he fulfills them immediately, while in all other cases, he's a hopeless miser. She feeds these thoughts in his head like he is the son-in-law, so he should be treated as a prince. Every expense when he has vistas has been covered by my retired father. My brother-in-law is also very insecure about my sister's loyalty. He is always snooping around even when she is talking over the phone to someone or even when she doesn't pick up his calls. Once, when she was on the phone with my mother and she did not pick up his call, he grew anxious and paranoid over it when she called him back. He even asked her to show him her call history and live location during the time. That night when he returned home, he slapped my sister on the cheek and hit her on her waist while she was asleep with the baby. After my parents found out, we decided to file a police complaint, and when she told him about it, he was unfazed. Finally, she decided not to do so in hopes of not worsening the situation. Nowadays, when she threatens him of divorcing him, he tells her to go ahead. My sister is trying her best to save her marriage. I myself think the chances are bleak, and she should divorce him as soon as possible. However, she is worried about the baby's future and her own if she were to divorce the guy. Is there any hopes of saving this marriage?